Good day and welcome to another preview of today's racing from outside of Genie. Today we're racing at Turffontein. It's the 10th of August. Before we have a look at the form and the betting, just one or two things. For the persons who are listening to this or watching this recording for the first time, outside of Genie does a form analysis, and through our form analysis, we then provide punters with outsiders that they can put into their play, whatever their play is. You're a pick six player, a PA, quartet, because ultimately you are playing the horses because you want to get a big a payout. And you're not going to get a big payout and punting favorite. So what we do is we provide you with some horses that we think outsiders that can win or even place and or even win the race. Sometimes our outsiders can't win the race, but they do place, and then thereby giving you the bigger payout, so that when you're standing in that payout queue collecting your winnings, you can be laughing and thanking outside the Genie. We also would urge you to subscribe to our channel so that um, you can receive notifications every time that we post our daily videos. So subscribe and ring the bell, and you will then be notified when the video are being posted. Also, we are on social media. We have Outside of Genie Twitter account, Outside of Genie Instagram, and there is our number that you can contact us either via WhatsApp or whatever. We're also looking for advertisers. If you got something you will advertise, you can advertise it here at competitive rates. Then just want to quickly mention on Fairview, we tip you on Friday. We tip you three nice winners. Benny Carter came home at 16-1. Then at the Vaal, we had this privilege of tipping a quartet for 15,000 Rand. What happened was, it was in race 5. Our three selections was as follows. We tipped number 12 as our outright selection. You'll always see, I always give the first horse in my selections is the horse that I call my outright winner. That is the winner that I think can win the race. And then the other two numbers in no particular order is the two horses that I think that can place or win. So in race 5, our selections was 12, 2, and 3. Okay, so being 2 and 3 being our outsider selections, number 12 number 2 and 3 were our outsider selections, and number 12 was our outright selection. Then in my video preview, and even the quartets that I gave, I said, please include number 13, because number 13 at that stage was 50-1, and I was sure that this horse was going to run an improved race, and he did run an improved race, and thereby giving a quartet of more than 15,000 Rand. And I always say to my people, take those three numbers and play them in a 3 and a 10 Rand trifecta. So by doing that, if you followed that, you would have had the trifecta 1.6 times, giving you more than 1,000 Rand for a 10 Rand layout. And then in race number 6, we were very strong on Franklin. I said that Franklin, I really believe that Franklin will run a big race. He duly did, and I was surprised to see that he was paying 9 Rand 70 and 350 a place, because at the bookmakers he was about 5 to 6-1. Then one of our outsider selections, number 6, Jive Prince 6, actually ran second, giving you exacta payout of 47 Rand 10 cents. So to subscribe to our daily service, which you will give, we will give you a race by race selections, outright winner, and 2 possible outsider selections. We'll give you value bets that you can play each way, normally more than 6-1. We even give you a best bet of the day, and I don't give you odds on like a 8-10 or 9-10. You can find that yourself. I look for value bets, because sometimes our best bets get beaten, but like yesterday again, on Saturday, our best bet was like 6-1. It ran second. You could have even played it each way. So we try and give you a value bet, sometimes as high as 6-1, our best bets. And as I've just shown you, we give you trifecta and quartet selections, and sometimes they pay handsomely. We also give you affordable PA and pick 6, where you can use our PA for pick 6 as your basis to work from, and then add on your selections, or take some of our selection and add them into your pick 6, and thereby giving you a better chance of hitting the outsiders that can win and make the PA and pick 6 pay. Our monthly rate is 500 Rand a month. And if you subscribe from now till the end of August, you're only going to pay 400 Rand. Also note that we will have on Gold Cup Day, as we had on the July Day, we're going to give you a preview of 6 races of the Pick 6, which will only be for subscribers. And on July Day, we managed to give you 5 good winners, of which the last 2 gave you 100 to 1 double. So that is our that concludes that section of our video. So let's now move on to our form analysis and look at the racing for today. So I just want to scroll up here because I was busy studying the form thing. I must say today, Turffontein is the inside track. And again, it's going to be a difficult day for punters. I couldn't find really one single horse that I can say this is a banker for the pick 6. So we're going to have to play very carefully today again at Turffontein, where our first race is a maiden plate over 1,000 meters. And let's have a look at the betting. Here the betting is Stormy Seas, even money, Gang Leader 5 to 1, Marengo 5 to 1, number 1 Pravifield 10 to 1, 12 to 1, and longer the rest. Now I just want to say I'm a great fan of Pierre Strydom, and I think he's a great jockey. But in this race, number 1, I won't be rushing to take the even money on Stormy Seas. That is for sure. So let's have a look at quickly at this field. Number 1 is from the Dawson stable. Is it that runs a nice second the previous race? Now coming off the rest, we'll have to see the fitness. So maybe include in your quartets. I want to go down to number 5, Stormy Seas. Here is Stormy Seas. And I did select him to win the race, but at even money, I won't be, like putting down the money on that. But he's had some nice races and drawn 4, Pierre Strydom on board. And I believe he will be a nice, a tough cookie to crack. But here we have first timers from Vieren. Yesterday, one with a first timer, and then follow up with another horse for a nice double. So that stable is on form. So definitely have to watch the betting on that one. Here we have Gang Leader, the Paul Peters stable, Zaki riding from 8 draw. This also had a decent first run. Finished 23.8400 to finish, which is not bad for a first run. So also a horse that you need to include. And then there's another horse that I found for you. Number 10, Marengo. Marengo is from Flying the Flag, who had his first winner the other day. This horse won well in his first race, and then last time over 1,000 meters. After he says you're up there, no finish, but maybe third run now will prove fitter and can be involved in the finish. So let's move on to race number 2. Which is another maiden plate over 1,000 meters for fillies and mares this time. So the betting is as follows. Number 1, filly, even money, Samoa 4 to 1, Nina Amelia 4 to 1, 10 to 1 Cream Soda, first timer again, Flying Vaal 16 to 1, Hero Bar 25 to 1, and longer the rest. Again here, I won't be rushing to take the even money on that horse. There's a saying that says, and I've seen it again the other day when we all got knocked out in the first leg of the pick 6 with that horse from Charles Led, G.I. Joe. A horse that keeps on running second, he's just either he got no heart or he's a very unlucky horse. And here is the same with this Kia filly. It's run a few seconds. and now it's even money. But jumping from draw 12, which is a definitely disadvantage, so really be very careful taking the even money. It is not that I say the horse cannot win, but yeah, it is not for me a even money shot. I want to go down to horse number 12, which is Nina Amelia. Nina Amelia is a Toreador, always nicely bred, these Toreadors out of the Mutterfall. That makes this horse should be very fast. They had a great first run behind Rise has won, given every chance. And then last time in touch, no extra. Again, third run after the race, getting a -2.5 from draw 5. I think Nina Amelia will definitely be there when the photos are taken, and currently in the betting at 4-1. Then also a few other horses that we can look at. Um, number 8, Visa is scratched. Number 5 is Happy Together. Happy Together has had a few bad runs, but now I see the last two races, and last time out were there and then just faded. So this is a nice outsider to include into your play. Will definitely give you a nice dividend. Then I'm looking at number 7, Car B. Now, it's just difficult to understand. You know, I don't know how things work, but this horse has had a few places in Natal, but nothing to, like it looks like it's got a lot of speed and then fades at the end. Now, those horses been bought by Cornet Racing, and it's a 5-year-old mare, but I know Jossa's Goal has thrown quite a few speedy horses, and maybe this is what Cornet was looking at. But it is drawn 11. But do chuck this into your quartets, because if this comes in, even in the placings, it's gonna make the quartet pay. The other horses with chances in this race, um, Flying War, I would think might be starting. It's very well bred, but hasn't shown much. But yeah, it's now its third run after the race. Last time out showed a small improvement, so maybe it could come in for the back end of the quartets. Samoa has been also running 2 seconds in a row. Some Brown riding and drawn 10 also in with a chance. And then here we have number 1, as I said, definitely in with a chance, but drawn 12, and he's definitely, it's not like he's consistent in getting places. So we'll have to see what happens today. So let's move down to race number 3, which is yet another maiden plate for colts and geldings over 1450. And here we have number 6, the 8 Lord, speech table, 15-4, 4-1 Fist of Fire, Curious 5-1, 11-2 War God, 7-1 number 11 Proficient, City by the Sea 8-1, 10-1, and longer the rest. So let's have a look at this race 3. Here was race 3. I like the look of Fist of Fire. Now, this is the first time that Fist of Fire is going over the 1450. It is a visioneer by a Vaal mare. But this horse has been running there and thereabouts, always 3 lengths behind. But what I think, this horse, the 1200 meters is just maybe a little too fast for him. And I think the 1450 will be ideal distance, because I say never went on, because he goes fast and then he slows, he fades. But over the 1450 with a little bit of a slower pace, because the 1450 is not one of the same pace as a 1200 or 1000 meters. And I think therefore, number 1, Fist of Fire in this race over this distance today, and drawn 7 in the middle of the field, it's not a bad draw. I think that number 1, Fist of Fire, will be running a huge race today here. Then also I want to move down to Number 8, City at the Sea. It's a elusive forts. Wow, how are the elusive forts running and winning these days? By a trippy me, very well bred, and has had one run where it was running on a little bit at 23.9, which is not bad. It's now drawn two today, going to 1450, and I think looking at the breeding, the 4 to 50, 1450 will definitely suit this horse much better. So and then I want to go down here to number 11. It's also a Toreador by Windrush. Also makes it a bit speedy. Although it's drawn 10, that ran a nice first run over 1160 heels trip and still just finished behind Inter Sandman. I really think that this can be a 3-year-old that is going to progress and maybe be involved in the finish. War God has had two runs where also over shorter distances. Now Deacon riding -2.5 over the 1450. Definitely you need to include number 12 in your quartets. I just want to have a look here at the 8 Lord. The 8 Lord is also a 3-year-old, eightfold path. Did improve last time in Scottsville on the 1600 meters, ran third, ran Validas. That day I said to my members, do include into your quartets. He ran on nicely, and was only 2.2 lengths behind. But I would think today this field is going to run against here. Is going to be certainly a little bit stronger, so not my first choice today. So then that concludes race number 3. Let's move down to race number 4. Race number 4 is also another maiden plate over 1450. Now, here we have number 9, Brooklyn Bridge, 17 to 10, Olivia, 28 to 10, Astral Palace, 4 to 1, Powder Puff, 13 to 2, 8 to 1, Let There Be Light, 16 to 1, Clogirl, Kochapachi, 20 to 1, 33 to 1, and longer the rest. So let's have a look at this race 4. Olivia ran last time. It doesn't show here in the form, but ran 3.5 lengths behind a woman called Gypsy Woman. That was in a work riders, now back against normal jockeys, the professional jockeys. Now Olivia, I think the 1200 meters was also too short. I think will also be more effective looking at the breeding oratorio by Kalelo May over the 1450. That run one of the better races over the 1400 meters, over the 1600 meters was finding a bit. So I think today over the 1450, Olivia can be definitely a factor. Number 2, Clue Girl. Also look for improvement on this horse. It's a master of my fate. That run a decent race last time out over the 2000, faded, coming back to the 1450, drawn to Kumaro on board. I'm sure this horse is going to run a much better race today. Then I want to go down here at the bottom. Here's the favorite, number 9, Brooklyn Bridge, a 3-year-old from Global View. They're also running well out of a Rock of Gibraltar mare, very nicely bred. Unfortunately, running from draw 11, which could be a bigger disadvantage, but with Pierce Freedom riding, he is a master. And yeah, number 9, Brooklyn Bridge, definitely not without a prayer. Then I want to go down here to horse number Astral Plane. Now, Astral Plane is a Willow Magic filly. These Willow Magics are running well by Jetmaster May. Now, this horse ran over 1160, no strong finish last time out. Now, if this is correct, and that is what drew my attention on this horse, 20.5, fastest 400 to finish. I'm wondering what, because that was only the second fastest. I'm wondering what was the time, the 400 finish for Vicara, because this is fast. So if this is the way, look at this horse, 11 lengths behind, still with 400 meters to go, only finished 4.5. Now, if this horse can repeat this type of run in this field, I'm telling you, it's race over, currently at 4-1. So number 13, Astro Plane, my selection to win this race. Then another horse that I just want to quickly touch on, number 14, Let There Be Light, another elusive fought by Western Wintermere, and has also run on 21.9, a late headway, on with a 1450, drawn 5. I think 14, Let There Be Light, will definitely be a contender when they get to the finishing line and taking the photos. We now move on to race number 5, which is a Felicia Mares handicap 68 over 1450, Class E 64. There's quite a lot of races today over this distance of 1450. Here we have In Full Bloom 28-10, Pretty Jolly 11-10, 7-1 Lady Lexington, 7-1 Kimberly Green, 8-1 Golden Spiral, 10-1 Twice as Special, 12-1 Ready to Glow, Get Set 14, 16-1 See Me Run. Yeah, this is one of the races where I spent a lot of time studying the form, trying to determine, because there's no standout horse in this race. There's not really a horse here that is coming down hugely in class or something like that. So, but my selection to win this race, unfortunately, it's drawn out. It's going to be drawn on 14, and that is a huge disadvantage. But Randall Simon is a competent jockey, and I'm sure he'll be able to overcome the draw. I'm looking here at number 2, Golden Spiral. Now, Golden Spiral has had 4 runs over this distance, 1 win, 1 second, and 1 third, course and distance. Over the distance, had 7 runs and 2 wins, being the other one was on the Vaal 1450. So the horse definitely suits definitely likes the distance. Now, this horse is now running in an E64 Class E, where before it's been running in Class Ds, and this race behind and Boylan definitely drew my attention. Has been running on last time out at the finish, had to be steadied, but I'm sure today over the 1400 meters, this horse is going to be a huge factor, and it's currently 8-1 in the betting. Very good value bet, I would think. Then I want to go down to a few other horses that we want to look at. In Full Bloom from Sean Terry, been there and thereabouts, is the favorite. Yeah, this horse can come in, has run the distance 3 times, but still have to be placed. So the 14-15 might be a bit suspect for this horse. Lady Lexington, Alec Laird, he and Kumalo also drawn 14. They always have the ability to surprise. This horse has won over a 1400 meters, so I don't think the 50 extra meters will be a problem. Can be involved in the finish. Now here I've got Kimberly Green from Alexander Stable, Swats riding, draw 4. This horse, before the race, his form wasn't good, and then came back after the race, and I had a nice run behind electromagnetic. Oh no, sorry, before the race, I have a nice run. So one must now watch out to see whether this horse is going to, continue with, improving. Then I've got Yasimi run. I don't know, for some other reason, I've just got a feeling for this horse. Zaki rides from draw 7. Put this horse in the back end of your quartets and so on, because I don't know why, but I've got a feeling this horse is going to run a better race today. Then I want to talk to you about the number 9, Twice as Special. If it wasn't for the drawn 10, I would have made this horse my first selection to win this race. This I know that there was quite a bit of talk about this horse when he was 2-year-old and a little bit younger. But this horse is always there and thereabouts. There it ran in the 83 behind Snow Palace. Not, 7 lengths behind Snow Palace, not bad. Then 4.2, then over a longer distance. Now over the 1450, I think Twice as Special is the type of horse that can, surprise in this race today. Here we have Pretty Polly from Coordinate's Peace Stable. Did run well in Gravel Polly last time out, but in Gauteng didn't really shape, but did ran behind In Full Bloom here, and on the way turnaround is now very close to In Full Bloom, which is the favorite. So another horse that you're going to have to include in your plays. That then concludes race number 5. I'm now moving on to race number 6. Now here in race number 6, I also spent a lot of time studying the form, and but let's look at the betting first. Merit rated 85 handicap. Here's the betting. Number 2, Lone Survivor 28 to 10, Trent Master 53 to 10, Ice Lord 9 to 10, 7 to 1, Crank It Up 10 to 1, Balloon d'Or, Storm Commander 14, Stormy Winter 14, Opening Gambit 14, General Jackson 20, Perfect 20, Bolt Matador 20, and Prince Jordan 33. Now I want to talk about this Bolt Matador at 20 to 1. Now, as you can see, Trent Master second favorite at 53 to 10. There's a reason why I'm pointing this out to you. If we go down, here we have Trent Master, which is the second favorite in this race. Trent Master did win its last race behind Samurai Jack. Now, this horse is drawn 11, first of all. Now, let's just go down here to number 11, Bolt Matador. Bolt Matador is carrying 52 minus 2.5, giving him 49, jumping from draw 5. But now, if you have a look here, he ran in the same range behind Theravada. You can see, and he was less than a length. He was a 3/4 of a length behind Trent Master. So Trent Master came out and won after that. But the big thing in this situation is as follows: that the weight difference now between Trent Master and Bolt Matador, where Bolt Matador only finished 1/4 of a length behind, is now 6 kilograms. And, 6 kilograms for a 0.35. Now, they say a race is not run on paper, but I'm a form analyzer, and if you're a form analyzer, you have to take these things in account. And I think, yesterday I had this horse. I said this horse, Winnison and Dutch Alley. There was a big, huge. They also ran against each other before, and Dutch Alley did beat Winnison. But on the weight turnaround, I think it was like 4 kilograms. I said that Winnison, Dutch Alley cannot beat Winnison, and it exactly worked like that. Winnison won the race, and Dutch Alley ran 3rd or 4th. Now, so Billy Human is unfortunately one of those trainers from Kimberley that got done by, closed the track, and he's got nowhere to go but to come and race in Gauteng. So I think Bolt Matador is so far the best chance that he will have, will have his first winner after Kimberley lockdown. Mr. Billy Eman is a very nice guy. I've known him for a long time, and I know he's passionate about his racing. It looks to me like his son is also involved. And I'm telling you guys, any one of you who leave out this horse, Bolt Matador, today at 20 to 1, do it at your own peril, because this horse can win this race based on the form turnaround that I just showed you, the weight turnaround, where this horse is getting 6 kilograms from the second favorite, which is 53 to 10. And this horse doesn't run bad. There you see he ran 4 lengths behind Bohica in a maiden plate. Bohica has won another race. 1 out of 8 people horses won that, 2 out of 10. Miss Khalifa is not a donkey. He didn't only finish less than 10 lengths. Windy Flight has won quite a few races. So I'm telling you, Bolt Matador at 20 to 1, definitely a horse that you need to include in all your calculations. I cannot say to you that this is a certainty. You might say after the race, that fool gave this horse, he didn't finish run unplaced. But I work based on form analysis, and weight turnarounds, handicapping, and that is what I look at. So another horse that you can look at is number 6, which is Ice Lord. Ice Lord, I think, would also be better today over the 1450. Is coming off a rest, and I'm looking for this horse. It's already a 5-year-old, only had 4 runs, and I do think Ice Lord with Ferraris can be involved in the finish here. Then also another horse that we can have a look at is number 9, trend, not number race 6, number 6. Sorry, I'm just getting a little bit confused here with my races. I'll be back in track just now. Another horse that I want to look at, the Storm Commander number 4. It's a captain of Alba, Western Winter Mare. This horse is now running in a Class C 78. Here, this horse ran in 82 and a 92 in his last race against Fire Up, only finishing 5.7 lengths behind. Karen Murray riding from draw 3. I think Storm Commander will also be a huge runner, as we have number 11, Bold Matador, in this race. So also a horse that you need to include. Another horse that you can maybe look and put in the back end of your quartets is number 3, General Jackson. Has run against much stronger in the last race, but it's also drawn 12, but put it in the back end of your quartets. Stormy Winter also, I would think, might have a small chance. Has run well and against a stronger in the B division behind Salim, also do include in your play. So now let's move on to race number 7. Race number 7 is a fillies and mares divided handicap over 1,000 meters. Let's have a look at the betting. Sheer Talent 19 to 10, 4 to 1 Herstel, Gold Image 5 to 1, Impressive Duchess I to 1, 8 to 1 Navazi, Emerald Tiara 10 to 1, Clock Stopper 10 to 1, and 14 to 1 number 1 Ida de Verite. I'm not going to dwell long on this race. The horse that I want to look at is number 4, Nawazi. Nawazi has run against much stronger, and in this field has been all there and thereabouts. Has had a stable change. Bert Weber is getting winners. Nathan Klink is not is a very competent jockey, and I expect number 4, Nawazi, to go close in this race. Other horses that you can look at is number 3, Impressive Duchess, comes now back from Durban. Last time out, he did fight behind the Candy Galore, and was I watched the race, and he was there, and he faded in the last 200 meters. Before that, ran in a very strong field behind Gaelic Princess, but he also had a few nice runs. So Pierre Stradom on board. I think this is a very good jockey strike, so definitely include into your play. And then number 5 is Gold Image. Roy Magner took this horse over recently. Has also had a few decent runs. Last time out, before the dawn was there, just faded a little bit, but this horse runs nice 400 to finish times, so do include into your play. Number 6, Clock Stopper, with 51 on his back, can definitely also come into play. It's coming off a rest, but have a nice race behind Yas on the poly before. Astel also in with a chance, definitely a very open race. So let's go to race number. Oh, sorry, I just want to mention favorite Sheer Talent is now going for 3 in a row. Yeah, but the thing is, Sheer Talent now up in class, so that will makes it more difficult. But only carrying 53, so it also definitely a horse to include in your betting. Here we have race number 8. It is a Felicia Mares handicap over 1,000 meters. Let's have a look at the betting. Number 11, Philadelphia, 15 to 4. Little Rain, 9 to 2. Maluta, 9 to 2. Olay Blue, 5 to 1. Persisca, 11 to 2. Here the Trumpet, 16 to 1. Now, if you have a look at this, a few things that I want to point out. Now, Here we have Philadelphia. Now, the form, the form line I want to work with is this line behind Persiska. Now, if you have a look, Persiska ran second behind, Philadelphia ran behind, Persiska ran second. And then Alice Blue, which is number 6, ran third. Now, I'm not going to make a long story, and you can just look at it for yourself, but I can tell you this, on the weight turnarounds on behind that, and I do fancy Persiska, but on the weight turnarounds on this race, behind Persiska, neither number 11 or Persiska can finish in front of number 6, LA Blue. So therefore, in this race, my selection to win this race is number 6, Blue, based on the weight turnaround, 56 minus 2.5, and I still do fancy Persiska to finish, to also be involved in the finish. And then also horse number 1, Florence, has run against stronger horses, now down in class, and I do think that this horse is, has had one run, has had one run after the break. I think will be sitting now. A nice outsider, has won 2 nice races before, and definitely a horse that you have to include into your play. Here we have Little Rain, also in with a chance, a nice run after the maiden. Melita, a 4-year-old, only had 2 runs. First run out of the maidens. Wait and see how this horse goes. And then just want to scroll down. Moggy Brown had a stable change in February, so ran a decent rain behind Francisco last time, and can maybe place. Yeah, here's Philadelphia. You can do the calculations, and you can see Philadelphia was also beaten by Florence before, and carried 52. No, it's 50, 57, 53, and Florence was carrying 55.5. So that also brings them a little bit closer. Yeah, another open race, and that brings us to the end of our preview. I hope I have guided you in a direction, and you can make a bit of money today. And as I always say, break a leg.